Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare.
जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। जय श्री कृष्णा चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिकांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदानेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि
हरि प्रिय।
तो श्री राधे गुरुकानंद भगवान की
जय।
तो श्याम रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। तो श्री भागवतम की जय। जय। हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन।
हरे कृष्णा।
कृष्णा। हेलो निशा।
हेलो जय श्री कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा। हेलो जय।
Hello, sir. Good.
जय श्री कृष्णा नीतू। You? Got it. So we'll start with chapter 11, shlok 26. So again, the Lord Shri Krishna is in Dwarika, and everyone is welcoming Lord Shri Krishna. Shriyo nivaso yase urahe panipatram mukham disham bahavo lokpalanam saranganam padam. So the Lord's chest is the abode of the goddess of fortune, right? The goddess of fortune, Mahalakshmi. His moon-like face is the drinking vessel for eyes, which hanker after all that is beautiful. His arms are the resting places for the administrative demigods, and his lotus feet are the refuge of pure devotees who never talk or sing of any subject except his lordship. Right? So, Sriyo Nivaso, Yash Uraha. Right? So the Lord's chest is the abode of goddess of fortune, Lakshmi. So interestingly, it's also Dhanteras today, also tomorrow.
Yes.
So काफी लोग आज मना रहे हैं धनतेरस, काफी लोग कल मना रहे हैं. And it's just a coincidence that we are talking about goddess of fortune, Lakshmi. So that's so nice. Also, I think when we started Srimad Bhagvatam, we had Purushottam month, which comes once in 4 years. So we had Adhik Mas, which is supposed to be very pure devotional month. So we did our Bhagvatam, Srimad Bhagvatam reading that time. और अब कार्तिक महीना चल रहा है. So we are doing that reading right now. So it's really nice that, and so thank you to each and every one that together, we have been able to read, 10 अध्याय हम लोग पढ़ चुके हैं. Slowly and slowly we are, gathering this knowledge and devotion as well. Right? So think Shriyo Nivaso Yasho Uraha, like the Lord's chest is the abode of the goddess of fortune. Pan Patra Mukham Disham. So ऐसे श्री कृष्ण भगवान का वर्णन किया जा रहा है कि his moon-like face is the drinking vessel for eyes which hanker all that is beautiful. So he is the most beautiful, right? And Bahavo Lokpalanam. So his arms are the resting places for the administrative demigods, right? तो जितने भी देवतागण हम जानते हैं, सारे देवतागण, right? उनके बाहवो arms Lokpalanam. And the most important is Saranganam Padam Bhujam. So Padam Bhujam is his lotus feet And his lotus feet are the refuse. और the refuse किसके लिए? किसका आश्रय? भगवान के कमल चरण का आश्रय कौन ले रहे हैं? The pure devotees. So is the refuge of pure devotees, and his lotus feet is the refuge of pure devotees. उनके चरण कमल भक्त जनों का आश्रय है. So that is how श्री कृष्ण भगवान की स्तुति द्वारका में की जा रही है. निशा.
सीतातपत्र व्यजन्ये रूपस्कृतः प्रसूनवर्षैर्विवर्षितः पति पिशङ्गवासा वनमालया बभौ घनो यथार्कोडुपचाप्यवेद्युते. As the Lord passed along the public road of Dwarka, his head was protected from the sunshine by a white umbrella. White feathered fans moved semicircles and showers of flowers fell upon the road. His yellow garments and garlands of flowers made it appear as if a dark cloud were surrounded simultaneously by sun, moon, lightning, and rainbows. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Right. So has anyone seen like simultaneously you have sun, moon, lightning, and rainbows? Right. Maybe I think in Iceland or sometimes can see that, right? But so this is how it's being described. So garlands and garments, the pitambar garlands, garments, and then the garments of flowers. How is it appearing, right? So Ghano is the Badal cloud. Yat Akra is the Surya. Udup is the moon. Chap is the Indradhanush, and Vedhute is the lightning. So Ghano Yatha Ko Udup Chap Vedhute hai. That's how when Sri Krishna is passing through Dwarika, that's how it's appearing. Anilji?
Yeah. Pravishtastu graham pitroh parishvakta samatravi vavande shirsa sapta devaki pramukha muda. After entering the house of his father, he was embraced by the mothers present, and the Lord offered his obeisances unto them by placing his head at their feet. The mothers were headed by Devaki, his real mother. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna feel meeting his mothers. Ajay?
आह पुत्र मंडक मारोप्य स्नेह स्नुत पयोधरा हर्ष विह्वलिता मानम शिशिर चुनेत्र जय जय. The mothers, after embracing their sons, sat him on their laps. Due to pure affection, milk sprang from their breasts. They were overwhelmed with delight, and the tears from their eyes wetted the Lord.
Right? Yes,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. I mean, think about this, right? How fortunate those mothers are whose son is none other than Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Neetu, would you read? You're on mute, Neetu.
Atha visat sava bhavanam sarva kamam anuthamam prasada yatra patninam sahasrani. Thereafter the Lord entered his palaces, which were perfect to the fullest extent. His wives lived in them, and they numbered over 16,000. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So Bhagavan Shri Krishna Dwarka आ चुके हैं, अब पैलेस के अंदर हैं, and as we know, right? Bhagwan, Lord Sri Krishna had 16,108
wives.
wives. Yeah. Mukesh?
Patanya patim prosya grihanu vilokya sajat mano mahotsava utasthu rarat sahasasana shayat sakam vatre viditr lochnana. The queens of Lord Sri Krishna rejoiced within their minds to see their husband home after a long period abroad. The queens got up at once from their seats and meditations. As was socially customary, they covered their faces shyly and looked about coyly. Hare Krishna.
Right. So Bhagwan Sri Krishna ke 16,000 queens hai, right? Now the Lord entered his home palace around 16,108 queens. Then let's just read the first paragraph in this. Nisha, padhoge?
As mentioned above, the Lord entered his home palaces occupied by 16,180 queens. This means that the Lord at once expanded himself in as many plenary expansions as there were queens and palaces, and entered in each and every one of them simultaneously and separately. Here is another manifestation of the feature of his internal potential. He can expand himself in as many forms of spiritual identity as he desires, even though he is one without a second. It is confirmed by the Shruti mantra that the Absolute is one alone, and yet he becomes many as soon as he so desires. These manifold expansions of the Supreme Lord are manifested as plenary and separated portions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ravi?
Yes. The separated portions are representations of his energy, and the plenary portions are manifestations of his personality. Thus, the personality of God had manifested himself in 16,108 plenary expansions and simultaneously entered into each and every one of the palaces of the queens. This is called Vaibhava, or this transcendental potency of the Lord. And because he can do so, is also known as Yogeshwara.
Yeshwar, right? So here, it's described like who are those 16,108 plenary expansions, right? So from materialistic world, we think, 16,108 wives, right? And actually the whole family of Lord Sri Krishna seems like almost a lakh, 1 lakh big family, right? But the real thing, what it's saying is he's absolutely only one, right? He's absolutely only one, but he can become as many as he so desires. And all the 16,100 wives are essentially plenary expansions. And that's why we have seen Ras Leela, and then we have seen Lord Krishna simultaneously entering into each and every one of those palaces of the queens. And so that's why he's called also Yogeshwar. Yeah. Tarun?
तम आत्मजर दृष्टिभिर आत्मारात्मना दुरांता भवः परिरेभ्ये पतिम निरुद्धम अपि अस्रवद अम्भु नेत्रयोर विलाजत्नम भृगुवर्या वेलकत्यवात. The insuperable ecstasy was so strong that the queens who were shy first embraced the Lord in the innermost recesses of their hearts. Then they embraced him visually, and then they sent their sons to embrace him, which is equal to personal embracing. But O chief amongst the Bhrigus, Though they try to restrain their feelings, they inadvertently shed tears. Hare Krishna.
Yes, right? So now Lord Krishna is meeting all his sons as well. Ravi?
Yes. यद्यप्सो पार्श्वगर्तो रहगतो स्थापति स्त्यासंग नव नवम पदे पदे का विरमेत तदपदा चचलापि यच्चिन्द्र जाहार्ति कहि चित्तः. Although Lord Shri Krishna was constantly by their sides as well as exclusively alone, his feet appeared to them to be newer and newer. The goddesses of fortune, although by nature always restless and moving, could not quit the lotus Lord's feast. Feet. So, what woman can be detached from those feet, having once taken shelter of them? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hmm? Sumit? Sumit, yeah. Okay, Nisha?
एवं नृपाणां क्षितिभारजन्मना मक्षोहिणीभिः परिवृत्ततेजसां विधाय वैरं श्वसनो यथानलं मिथो वधेनो परतो निरायुधः. The Lord was pacified after killing those kings who were burdensome to the earth. They were puffed up with their military strength, their horses, elephants, chariots, infantry, etc. He himself was not a party in the fight. He simply created hostility between the powerful administrators and they fought among themselves. He was like the wind which causes friction between bamboos and so sparks a fire. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So like, we saw Mahabharata. So Lord Krishna himself was not fighting, but then he was on the side of Pandus. So like, Anilji?
Yeah. Saesh narloke asmanin batirnaha somaya reme stri ratna kutastho bhagwan prakrato yatha. That supreme personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, out of his causeless mercy, appeared on this planet by his internal potency and enjoyed himself amongst competent women as if he were engaging in mundane affairs. Hare Krishna.
Right, so appeared on this planet by his internal potency. So it says, Avatirna Swa Maya. Okay. Like it says, like his wives appear like mundane women, right? Like all that, but factually they are all transcendental liberated souls, perfect manifestations of his internal energy, Krishna's internal energy. Okay.
उद्याम भाव पिसुन माला वल्गुहास वीडावलोक निहतो मदनो अपि यासाम समूहम चापम जहात प्रमदो तमास्ता यस्येन्द्रियम विमितुथम कुहुकेर्णम शेku. Although the queen's beautiful smiles and furtive glances were all spotless and exciting, and although they could conquer Cupid himself by making him give up his bow in frustration, and although even the tolerant Shiva could fall victim to them, still, despite all the magical feats and attraction, they could not agitate the senses of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Good Lord, right? Krishna. Ravi? Ravi?
Tanmayanam mayate loko harsadam gamapi sang ginam atme payen manuj vyaparnan yato buddha. The common materialistic conditioned souls speculate that the Lord is one of them. Out of their ignorance, they think that the Lord is affected by the matter, although he is unattached. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So we have seen again and again in many slokas, right? Satogun, Tamogun, Rajogun, all this in this Maya, but Lord Krishna is unattached. So even though he's here, he's still not attached to any of those. Tarun?
एतत् क्षणं त्यास्य प्रकृतिस्तथोऽपि तद्गुणः न युज्यते सदात्मस्थैर् यथा बुद्धिस्तद् आश्रया. This is the divinity or the personality of Godhead. He is not affected by the qualities of material nature, even though he is in contact with them. Similarly, the devotees who have taken shelter of the Lord do not become influenced by the material qualities. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So this is the important one, right? So devotees, I mean, Lord is Lord, Supreme Lord, right? But the devotees who have taken shelter of the Lord do not become influenced by the material qualities, right? People who have done Buddhista, the Asraya, right? The people who have taken the shelter of the Lord, right? Pure devotees also don't get influenced by the material qualities. And actually it says, right, so the Lord emphatically declares in the Bhagavad Gita that even if an unalloyed devotee is found to be fallen due to a previous material contamination, he is nevertheless to be accepted as fully transcendental because of his being engaged 100% in the devotional service of the Lord. And the Lord protects him always because of the rendering service unto him, and the foreign conditions are to be considered accidental and temporary. They will vanish in no time. So that's an important distinction of the devotees. Yeah, we only have 2 minutes actually, so we only have one more slok left. I think we'll complete it on Monday. So this will complete the 11th adhyay. But since we only have 2 minutes, I think we'll continue playing at Damodar's to come. And everyone, enjoy Diwali, Dhanteras. So, and then, we'll see you back on Monday after eating all the Diwali sweets.
Diwali to all.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali to everyone.
Happy Diwali to you all.
Happy Dhanteras.
Happy Diwali, everyone.
So nice. And enjoy your sweets and everything else. Don't worry about eating the sweets. Eat as much as you can. Okay.